Hello, everybody. I am very excited to be here. It is our first call of the new year's. And so with that, woo, let me get rid of this here. Just bear with me here. There we go. Let's take a breath. I'm just feeling into the energy of how I want my camera here too. It's kind of comical. I've got this incredible new monitor that my husband gave me for Christmas. So you guys are big and large and loving the energy of that. I also want to tell you that today's Q&A is brought to you by my book, A Spiritual How-To, available on Amazon. I'll show that to you one more time. It's available on Amazon. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, good evening, depending on where you're living and what have you. So let's take a moment to ground first. Loving my hair. I'm in a mad panic this morning, attempting to do all kinds of things. So I'm just going to shift the energy of that. Be okay with my hair. Know that there's a reason why that hair is pointed out like that. And let's step into the energy of grounding. And I love that. Let's take a moment to reset, pause, reflect, draw in a breath, energetically feel as though you're stepping out of this beautiful sacred space, and then take a breath and step into this beautiful sacred space. Asking the mind, body, soul, and heart to do whatever it needs to do to receive, to be open to receiving and sharing. Feeling into the energy of hearing the answers to the questions. Being willing to ask a question, as there are no silly questions. And feel yourself being very grounded at this time with Mother Earth. Feel a very strong connection with her, be it through the trees, the grass, the soil, maybe it's the sky, whatever it is. Feel very grounded with Mother Earth. Beautiful. And as you feel that beautiful connection, know that Mother Earth is tending to you, is supporting you, is loving you. You're invited to love yourself. Asking to be open with no expectations. No limitations. That I am creating the outcome. And I am the outcome. And so it is. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Love it. So let me just take a quick moment. I want to make sure that I'm getting the live questions as well, so that I'm answering those as well very, very well for you. There we go, right there.
Quick there, and I want to make sure that I'm getting the live.
I love when it's all loud like that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me start with Beva first. I'm going to say that we're answering this at about 5 minutes in. Beautiful. Okay. So Beva's question is, closing out 2023, I understand some hard lessons, loss of young, close mentor, nice, just days before Christmas, and long-standing family emotional frictions. Serious health experiencing of my body, deep acceptance of each as best can. I just really want to say that I see you and I honor you, Beva, as I go further into what your question is here. And shelving stagnant energy of my dream in action. Any additional insights to brave these storms? Words to lean upon. Okay, let's step into the energy of that. That's a big one. I know that many of us are likely going through things like this. I know that I don't necessarily have family emotional frictions per se. You know what? Actually, I will claim some degree of that because of what's going on in my family and extended family with regards to some health issues and that. So it's one of the reasons why my hair looks like this right now is because I'm making phone calls and stuff. So I can feel the energy of that. What's strongly coming through is something that we just did, Beva, is the I am open mantra and really understanding the parts of it so that I am open. You're allowing yourself to be open to whatever comes your way. I do all of this for the highest good, for the most benevolent reasons, and the greatest good of all. And so my reflection of what's coming towards me is that there's a reason behind it, okay? And looking for the silver linings, as well as looking at how I'm now reacting to these versus how I used to react to these things. Next comes the no expectations. Some of this friction that might be occurring may be because of what we think other people should or should not be doing or how they should be reacting in that. And for myself, one of the things that I did was I actually made a forward thinking phone call to my sister to say, hey, you know what, if this happens, and her and I are very much of the opinion that there is a strong possibility that whatever this is, that it could happen. And if that's the case, then personally, I am willing to step up and go and live in this situation until something can be arranged. And that just alleviates everything. Now we have no expectations on anybody else because I have chosen to make that commitment rather than us wondering what's going to happen if something happens. So understand that we can let go of the expectations. That you notice too that this part too is also part of that. I am creating the outcome, and I am okay with the outcome part of it. Okay. Also, the no limitations, meaning that being wide open to the incredible possibilities that may come your way because of the things that are unfolding. It's really, really powerful. So that's what's coming through is really a understanding and a stepping into of that powerful mantra. And I'll actually post that picture here and tag it later as well for the entire group. The I am open with no expectations, no limitations. I am creating the outcome and I am the outcome. The photo that I currently have, I'll have to change it up a bit because it used to say, I'm okay with the outcome, but now it's become and has shifted into the energy of I am creating the outcome. I am the outcome. So very, very powerful. Okay. So that was Beva's beautiful. Yes, and you're so very welcome, Beva. Alejandre, hello. Happy New Year. Does Spirit have a message for me? Let me just feel into the energy of that. We did this beautiful grounding. Do know that as I ground, I clear. Whether I've verbally said the words out loud or not. So this is about 9 minutes in. Here we go. Does Spirit have a message for Alejandra? Immediately I see my source dragon. My source dragon is it's so interesting because I've been mostly seeing source dragon up here out in front of me kind of thing. More recently, I have felt myself being source dragon. And right now, source dragon is actually separated from me and is standing in front of me as though I'm almost connected in. So there's a really interesting dynamic there. How are you connecting into your spiritual journey is what the message is right away. They want a conscious decision on your part to really step into your spiritual journey. That's what the message is that's coming through. I'm not even being shown anything in the galactic energy. I'm just being shown this separation. So you're being asked to step into your spiritual journey and whatever that means. So that could be making a point in the morning to to just focusing on your breath and feel into the energy of your heart space. It could be creating a pink bubble around yourself. Whatever little thing it is, it's just small things. It doesn't have to be great, big, massive, oh my gosh, I need to breathe for an hour or I need to do a meditation for an hour. No, it's just taking a moment to do something in that moment. to walk in awareness. If you see something, be aware of what it is. Ask, what does this mean? Okay, so you're being asked to be more cognizant or more aware of your spiritual journey right now. Gloriana, I love this. What she's asked, basically, it's so interesting. My throat chakra is acting up with you, Gloriana. I love that. I don't have a question yet, but if you have time to check in for a general, what do I need to know? Thank you. Big throat chakra clearing here. Bear with me here a moment. I probably said hi, everybody, just as I was taking a drink and muted. Okay. So Gloriana, like throat chakra energy came up. So there may be some question that you're not acknowledging that you are being asked to ask yourself. Okay. So that's kind of what's coming in. What question have you, has possibly been percolating and you're being asked to ask yourself? That just feels really, I don't want to say it feels like it's wide open and very broad. It doesn't. It feels like this is something that's really specific, and you're being asked to step into the energy of that question and ask yourself that question, because there's something going on. There's something that I hear the words "in your best interest." So it's so interesting because it doesn't. I don't feel like this is necessarily. I've got this tinge of health, but it may not necessarily be about health, but it's something that's in your best interest if you start to ask yourself a question around this. Okay? Very interesting. Yeah. Hi, Janice. I am just going to read your question here. For a good part of 2023, I have been focused on changing things up with my home, decluttering, and getting the energy to flow better. I love that. I was wondering if you have any insights on how this is setting the scene for something new to arrive and what this something might be. It's so interesting because the words feng shui are really coming up very loudly. And I'm not sure if you follow that or not, but there's something about the flow of energy. And actually, when you talk about getting the energy to flow better, you're being asked to step into what is the flow of energy in my house or the barn or the yard. And it's so interesting because I can actually feel the current when I say that. So there's something really kind of interesting in how to now use that current energy as well. And that's so interesting. Current as in the moment now, but also the current, the flow of that energy and whatever that may mean. So there's something really interesting unfolding in that energy. And it's so interesting because I feel like I just want to go blah, 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 at you because I'm just feeling the power of how something really magical is happening right here. I'm feeling as though there's this current of how does this want to come through? When you become consciously aware, and it's so interesting because it's almost like if you lit a candle and it had smoke that had a color and you could see the current flowing of the energy in your house, then you would know which direction to be facing to let go of something and which direction to be facing to welcome something in. Thank you, guys. That was fascinating. Wow. Okay. Coming down to Tracy. Oh, my dear friend Tracy, I just so feel for you right now. You're going through some major stuff, just like Beva has. Energetically, I'm feeling this giving yourself the space to acclimate with your feelings. There's something really, I'm feeling the energy, the doula energy, but I'm also feeling the Tracy energy in this. And there is no right or wrong way, and everyone that we grieve will be a different grieving process. So give yourself the space to witness this. And, I wrote a book about this, and it's not published as of yet. However, there's something really powerful about witnessing your spiritual journey as you're going through this period. And I invite you, or you're being invited, to make notes, to journal about this process, journal about your emotions, journal about your feelings, journal about the things that are being shown to you. For instance of this is, I remember very vividly when my daughter's best friend committed suicide, and I was traveling up there to go to the ceremony, the memorial, whatever you want to call it. And I asked for feathers because I had gotten this box to give to his dad that really felt energetically connected with the beautiful Wyatt, and no feathers showed up on my drive up. However, 2 days later, right beside my truck were 2 feathers. And so that is written in the book. I do believe it's in the book about these feathers in this box. I'm going to have to go look now. But there's something about witnessing your spiritual journey right now as you go through this, because this is going to empower your doula work. This is going to empower you. Okay. And I do see and hear you. Thank you, Tracy. Okay, so I'm just going through these, catching up on these, because there was quite a few people who responded to this call. Okay, this is 17 minutes in. So Sue, beautiful Sue Miller. Hi, Sandra. Thanks for inviting me here. How do I get to a deeper level of guidance this year with my helping spirits? I love, first of all, that you're calling them your helping spirits. I energetically feel the power of how you've stepped into that role with them. And that is the continued direction. They're really asking you to recognize that word that you're using, my helping spirits, and ask. Ask, ask, ask. Keep asking questions. The 5 W's: who, what, when, where, why, and even the how. Okay, so that's the guidance that's coming through, as you're really being invited to ask, ask, ask. Okay, so I'm going to swing over to answer one in the other one. Hi, Gail. Okay, that's her. Let me put it up here. I'm popping in for the first time in 2024, and my question is, what's the next impossible to fail action to easily align with my highest potential? I love what you wrote. The next impossible to fail. Everybody just kind of sit in the energy of that. What's the next thing that I can do that's an impossible to fail action? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm being guided to give you myself as an example. I really recognized in 2023 that I was only doing my spiritual practices in group calls, in Q&As, in group calls that were mine, in group calls that were other people's, whatever the case was. I had not been doing any that were for me by myself, other than, my walks or bike ridings and stuff like that. But I wasn't doing anything actively. I had even stopped morning pages. And so on Christmas Day, I chose to start doing morning pages again. And I also stepped into the energy of, what's the word that's coming through, of doing a meditation on a daily basis. This meditation is actually called the Fibonacci sequence meditation. So I do it for 1 minute, I take a minute break and write. I do it for another minute, I take a minute and take a break. Then I do it for 2 minutes, and then I take a minute break to write. I do it for 3 minutes. I take a minute to write. So if you are familiar with the Fibonacci sequence, that is so that my mind isn't taking me off in all kinds of different directions. It's so that I can energetically be present in the Fibonacci sequence meditation. And what's been unfolding has been simply magical. So that's, for me, my impossible to fail action is that I'm choosing to do a oh gosh, what does it work out to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minute to 27-minute meditation on a daily basis using the Fibonacci sequence. That's my impossible to fail action to easily align with my highest potential. Because the information that's coming through when I do those, sometimes I ask questions, sometimes I just go in and let it be. I just go in to see what wants to come up. So Gail, set aside a piece of the day for yourself where you can step into the energy of connection. That's what's coming up for you. Okay. Okay. That I didn't get the chance to write down when that was answered. Give me a second here. Okay. I happened to look up and see what time it was, so hopefully this helps. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. You also had a second question that I just want to address. I noticed you popped in a message in the chat. Hope you're open to receiving this. As I jumped into your video today, the energy that came through was stinging around the lower navel, lower navel, the navel. And I believe it is that connection. You know, it's almost like, okay, where you're talking about is like in the umbilical cord connect piece, and that is about connection. In my mind, that's about connection. In my heart, that's about connection. In the essence of who I am, that's that connection because of the umbilical cord. So what came through as an answer is so vibrantly true. It's you connecting in with yourself and making that space on a daily basis that is truly just about yourself. Okay. You probably don't need a whole lot more guidance around that. It's pretty powerful. And I see that you're here watching, Tracy. I don't know if you caught that, what I said to you specifically, but I answered that at 15 minutes in if you want to go back after and have a boo at that. So coming around to Colleen. Okay, where am I, Colleen? We are... Colleen is wondering what spirit wants me to know. Will partnership be coming my way this year? It's so interesting. I love it when people ask about partnerships and things. And I, more often than not, for myself, when I think about partnerships, when I think about relationships, it always starts here with myself. My partnership, my relationship with myself, when I have that incredible, magical relationship with myself, it is really amazing what happens with every other relationship that I have out there. And, you know, when I say this, I'm not just telling you this, but I am actually walking this. I'm walking that talk. So what Spirit wants you to know is I can see your artwork. Like I could just feel the power of that artwork, how present moment you are in that artwork. You're being invited to do something with ancient wisdom in that. I don't know what's coming through with that, but there's something really powerful about an ancient connection, an ancient wisdom. And even in saying that, I can feel the power of this guide walking forward. It's masculine energy. It's powerful. It feels very shamanic. Like I could feel that, like almost like the Viking buffalo robe kind of feeling to this powerful guide. So there's something coming in energetically with that. Now, whether this guide represents somebody that's in the partnership with you in the future, I'm unsure, but there's something about this guide that you're being asked to start to visit, to explore as you do. It feels like there's a specific either a modality of your artwork, or it's a specific, it might not be the modality, but it might be a specific series of artwork, I guess. But there's something about how you're bringing in this energy, and that's what's fostering, and that's what's how it's interesting how I'm having a difficult with H words. It's how it's bringing this into the foreground. It's bringing it into the future, into the present. Okay. That was very, very interesting. Wow. Okay. Okay. What else is coming through? Melody, let's go over to your question here. Over in the live feed. Okay. Where to focus my energy. Let me just see if I can find it on here. There it is right there. Okay, so Melody asks, where to focus my energy and attention to create the abundant life I desire to create. You are being asked to focus it on yourself. That is so interesting that I literally was just talking about this with Colleen. In fact, it feels like I've been talking about this, has been an underlying theme through this whole Q&A. It's really about going to self. So I'm going to look at your question again. Where to focus my energy and attention to create the abundant life I desire to create. I love that you've got create and create. I can feel the balance of the energy in that. You know, I can really feel, oh, wow, that's cool. I just want to sit in this energy and witness you right now because it feels like you're sitting possibly on a log and there's this diamond shaped white yellowish light that's behind you. So as I'm facing you, I'm not sure if I'm seeing your back or if I'm seeing your front, but I am seeing this incredible pyramid of bright light, of a whitish yellow tone. And then, too, I'm feeling like there's this angelic halo that you are also wearing. And it's so interesting because I feel like I want to say, and it's tarnished. Um, you're being asked to polish it. You're being asked to, oh, I like the energy of this. Thank you, guys. You're being asked to polish your relationship with yourself. You have been playing, working, and I want to bring back the emphasis on the playing in the energy of self for uh, so. I'm not sure that I want to use the word long, but with an obvious goal in mind. And you're being asked to just allow yourself to let it be and just be. Let yourself be that triangle of color. Polish that halo because it's for you. You know, it's so comical because right now what's coming up for me is the energy of on my in my vision book for 2023, I wrote down that I wanted to purchase this halo from this specific artist. She creates these really magical halos, or not halos, crowns. And that's what's coming up for me right now is the energy of this this halo. Like it doesn't have to be a halo per se if you are unwilling to step into the energy of what that may mean for you because of your religious background. However, it doesn't need to be a crown of thorns either. Let it be the beautiful, I can feel the energy of leaves. I can feel birds there. I can feel so much magic there. So you're being invited to create your own halo, your own crown, if you will. And that is where to focus your energy and attention. Okay? Very powerful. Thank you. Halfway mark. Coming around to the beautiful Thelma. These are ones that I have on the original post in the Soulful Empowerment as well. So Thelma, I'm on a path of surrendering. I no longer want to live in fear. What is one beneficial way to begin? She's saying, thank you for this platform. Happy New Year. And yes, there is going to be a replay to check in. So thank you, Thelma. So she's asking, I am on a path of surrendering. I no longer want to live in fear. What is one beneficial way to begin? It's so interesting because, I stand in this position of so much wisdom and knowledge coming through. I just want you guys to take that in for a minute. And then I recognize where I have been. There was a time that I never ever even realized that I could be who I am today, who I am here with you guys. I've really come to recognize that it is in the simplicity of things, in the simple steps that I've taken, that's how I've moved forward. I will say to you, surrender then. Surrender. Because you know what? When we push away fear, it just comes back double. When we surrender to the fact that we have fear and we give it love and we give it support and we acknowledge it, and then we say, I'm choosing to live a different way. I'm choosing instead to be excited about this thing. I feel like weeping with that because it's such a small, little, subtle thing that I'm doing. Instead of pushing something away, I'm accepting it. I'm giving it love and awareness. And then I'm going, and I choose to do this instead. So accept, acknowledge, and choose. Those are your 3 words. I'm actually going to write them in under the column. Accept, acknowledge, and choose. Yeah, choose. Yeah, that's the word. Oops. That's so funny. And somebody's name popped up for that. There we go. Very powerful. Thank you, Thelma, for your question. Hello, Colleen. I'm just flowing through these, so thank you, everybody, for your patience with regards to this. Colleen asks, and this is one was Colleen Shannon. She was the artist, and now Colleen Lander de Guevara has asked, is there anything coming through as to what I should focus on in 2024? Well, 2024 is the year of the 8. It's the infinity symbol. And see what numbers are coming up for you. And it feels like energetically you're being asked to see what each letter of the alphabet number is and bring them all together as a number for that number. See what that number is, and then see what it is with the infinity symbol, and that's what you're being asked to look at. So whatever those numbers are, like C is 3. E's are A, B, C, D, E, 5s. So you can see already that you got a 3, you got a couple 5s, you got a 1 for the A. And just add up all those letters that are in your entire name, that Colleen Ladron de Guevara. And then see what that is, so that and down to the point where it's a single digit or double digits, if it's a double digit, like a 33 or 11 or a 22. But bring it down until it's a single digit. And then see what that is with regards to this infinity cycle year. And that's what you're being asked to focus on. Whatever that number means for you, that's what you're being asked to focus on. Wow, that was so cool. Wow, that was neat. I imagine there's many of us that want to do that this year. I know I am definitely going to go do that now. Sandra Jean Marie Desjardins. Oh, no, Sandra Jean Marie Pelly. I'm going to go look at what that means for me now. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Wow, cool. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next question here. Oh, Gentry, hello, beautiful. I'm just going to put down when it's answered, first of all. Okay, let me bring it up on here so people can see it. Gentry's asking, I'm struggling doing my day job this week, really struggling. After seeing the possibilities, what I would rather work on. Aw, I can feel the energy of that, and I so get what you're going through. My husband, going from retired and mountain biking and us traveling in a travel trailer to coming back to this. At that time, when he first came back into the energy of us living in this space and him going back to work full time, he was committed to doing that. But he so recognizes the power of the things that he actually wants to be doing. And so I totally understand this. So let's just take a moment here, Gentry, for this. I'm struggling doing my day job this week, really struggling. After seeing the possibilities, what I would rather work on. Exactly. Okay. So you're being, okay, I love this. What's coming through with this, Gentry, is so very, very powerful, because what it is the drive. You like shift this struggle into the drive to create what you want to do. Okay. We've done some work really recently, this week, actually, with regards to a piece of this. We also did the inner Dragon Quest session that really helped you to focus in. And so now you're seeing the possibilities, you're connecting it in with that. So this struggle, shift the energy of it being a struggle to being the drive that's moving you forward in this. Okay. And that is feeling so very, very powerful. So recognize that energy and choose for it to be the drive. So now, does that mean it's any easier to go through the workday? Probably not. So let's do the flip side of this. One is recognizing that, oh, I'm really struggling here because this is what I'd rather be doing. Then go, okay, you know what? When I have the opportunity to do it, that is what I'm going to be doing. So how does this want to come through? Bear with me here. So you, by your own words, were setting up time in the evenings to get very clear and very consistent on doing something. Do it. Don't go, oh, you know what? I'm just going to put that off today. No, go do it, because this struggle is real. This struggle is happening because you want to move. You want to change. You want to get to where you want to be. You won't do it by sitting down and going, oh, I'm not going to do that right now, because then you'll just wake up the next day and you'll feel this real struggle again until it becomes complacent and it becomes the norm and you're back in the old rut. So recognize the day job for the stepping stone it is that it's providing right now. Rejoice, acknowledge, accept, just like the other person. Accept where you're at. Acknowledge the struggle is real, and then choose to be in the driver seat with regards to where you're going to go and how fast you're going to get there. And I'm going to tell you from personal experience that it's not going to feel like it's going fast enough. I know this because I'm in the middle of this right now. It's not going fast enough for me. And yet I am so consciously aware of going, oh my gosh, what am I setting up by saying that, right? So you wrote an I am struggling sentence there. Instead of writing I am struggling, choose instead to say that I feel as though there's struggle in my day job. I feel, don't put any I am into that, because you continue to manifest that as well. Okay. So hopefully that helped a bit to really bring that in on a different level. Beautiful. Barb, thank you so much for your kind words. And I'll share them in just a moment here. I'm just going to write down when this was answered. So Barb Reynolds wrote, grateful for all the opportunities you offer. That just warms my heart so very, very much. And I just really want to say something about that to the group that is here listening, to whoever watching the replay, wherever you're watching the replay, because this is on my business page and this is on my YouTube channel as well. And I find it utterly fascinating that when I put something out there and I offer it to people, the first people in line are the people who are in my programs, the people who I'm working with on the free calls, like this Q&A, the Soulful Power Call, the Soulful Business Call. Those are the people who are jumping in because they know that together we're moving in this powerful direction. So when I hear you say grateful for all the opportunities you offer, that just really connects on such a very, very deep level with me, because I am committed to helping you change your life, period. So she says, at the moment, I am wondering how best to move through a cold and release what it is that seems to be lingering on. Throat chakra. Is this a transition from which I need to learn some greater message? You know, it's so interesting what's coming through, because I'm going to use head injuries, stroke victims, and you know, I just like the word victims there, but people who've had strokes. There was somebody in my community back in 2017, and I gave this same kind of energy is coming through with this for you. It is the opportunity to stop and listen rather than to talk. Okay. So when I say that, I, as you know, am an avid mountain biker. I had so many accidents for a 16, 17-year period where it was absolutely ridiculous. I think there was something like possibly 33 accidents. Having said that, a number of them were head bangs on the ground or on trees or something, thankfully with a helmet on. However, I was starting to stutter. And when I did a course and asked a question, it was, you need to stop. You need to stop and listen and let everything catch up. Ooh, there's an important piece. Let everything catch up. That's what's happening is you're being asked to stop and listen and let what wants to come through come through. And this is on a personal level. It's not necessarily what you're portraying to anybody else. This is very much for you first and foremost. And then it develops from there. Okay. That was very powerful. Thank you, Barb. Aww. I just am really so grateful for this community, and you can tell that right now I'm close to tears because of the things that you guys are saying. Mary's next. She says, "I'm so grateful for you, Sandra." Mary and I have this beautiful accountability call, and I have been unable to make it for the last 3 weeks because I got COVID. I was so sick. And then this morning I had an unexpected phone call from a very, very, very dear close friend. And Mary's just been so very patient waiting for me, and we're still doing our next tiny steps. We're still communicating in that. And every time that I get together with her, I tell her how so grateful I am for her. And to have her reflect that back to me just feels very empowering in this moment, and it brings me to tears. So I really appreciate you, Mary. What am I missing in creating flow of my heart's desire? Oh, wow. What am I missing in creating flow of my heart's desire? Wow. Thank you. Okay, so last night I was in a coaching call as a participant with my coach and the other people that I'm being coached with. And the coach said something about the line, I am committed to. So when Barb came on with her question, you may notice that I said to her and the group that I am committed to helping you make a change in your life. That is who I am at such a deep intrinsic level. I am committed to making a change in my own life. Feel the energy of that, Mary. Make a commitment. I am committed to creating the flow of my heart's desire. And sit in the energy of that and see what unfolds. Again, I feel the energy of carving a space for yourself. And that's not necessarily with the boxes and the paperwork and all this stuff that's going on because of the estate stuff. But it feels like you creating a space like I have for the Fibonacci sequence meditation. Now, that doesn't mean you're doing the Fibonacci sequence meditation, but you're being asked to create a space that is so divinely purposed for you and you experiencing or starting to understand what your heart's desire is. Okay. And I could feel tears flowing down my face. And it's you will get into the flow so that it actually begins to flow in an empowered way. I hope you understand what I'm saying, and I really truly believe that you do, knowing you as I do. Very, very powerful. Thank you, Mary. Okay, so I'm just going to check and see if there's any other questions on the feed. I see there's a couple more comments. I love that you laugh. You said it's never fast enough. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anybody else. Okay, I got that one. I got that. Oh, okay, good. I see that now. Someone else come back on. Just give me half a second. I love that, Colleen, that you feel as though your art is changing a little. I can feel the energy of that too. It feels like I'm not sure if I'm putting words into your mouth or not, but it feels like there's a specific series coming in. And this guide, oh my gosh, like he's coming in from the left, powerful energy, and it's very much not back behind, but really off to the side left here. And that's ancient wisdom, ancient knowledge, and whatever he's bringing in. Okay, loving that. Okay, I'm going to see if I can figure out who this last one is. Good morning, Tina. Someone just wrote, Kate there, Michelle. Thank you. I'm seeing a couple more here now. Bear with me here. Michelle wrote, will I be able to pay off the house this year? Wow. Okay, so that's so powerful. And I'm feeling the energy of a couple things happening here. And know that I'm talking again from personal experience because energetically, I want to do the same thing. I've got this place that we're living in, and I say I, but I mean my husband and I, and it's primarily his money. And then when I say it's primarily his money, what I mean by that is it's because of his job that this is happening right now. And we have the van. So we have these two significant loans, and I would like us to get these paid down so that we can have the freedom to do so much more. So I totally understand where you're coming from with this. Will I be able to pay off this house? So there's another piece of this that's coming in is that we can set realistic goals, and we can set those, oh my gosh, if this happens, wow, type of goals. Okay. Where does this fall in, first of all? Is this you know what, if I set this up, I could do this? Or is this one of these, oh my God, if this happened, this is going to be so incredible. Like it feels like it's a little bit more out there. So where does it fall in that range, first of all? And then I guess, when we ask these questions, will I be able to pay off the house? Will I be able to do this? Will I be able to do that? What steps are you taking to move yourself in that direction? Okay. For myself, my husband and I have X amount of dollars extra coming in every single month because of our age. That money is going on the higher interest loan, period. Unless we go, oh, you know what, we're going to go on a holiday, let's go do this instead. And then I bank that until the point becomes where either it's going towards the vacation stuff or it's going on to that loan. So what steps are you doing to do this? You can go, oh yeah, I'd like to pay off the house, but if you never actually do anything, then no, it's not going to get paid off. Energetically, another thing that you could do, I don't know if you're like us in Canada here, on the bank account, I do my banking online. I have the ability to change how much a payment I'm making, meaning that I can bump that up. And so the payment that was normally, say, $265 every 2 weeks, I bump that up to $400 every 2 weeks. And I'm putting on that extra money. So now instead of it being, 5 or 6 years to pay this off, it's now coming down to 2 years to pay that off. I don't know what's going to happen around me that might actually empower that to happen way quicker. But I'm putting it out there that I would like it to be paid off sooner. I'd love for it to be paid off by the end of 2024, all these loans.
So you're being asked to look at what simple steps can you do to make that happen. One of the simplest is literally adding more money to your payment. And you know what? It doesn't have to be a lot. Like I bumped ours up $135. It doesn't have to be that much. Even if you could make it $35 difference every payment, that's making a massive difference. The other thing too is I'm not sure how you've got that set up. If you got it on a monthly payment, it takes forever to pay anything down on a monthly payment. I would go accelerated weekly. Not that I am a business, a financial coach, but this is my own experience with houses, and I have owned many. Okay. If I counted them, let's say 1, 2, like, yeah, really, you don't want to know how many houses I've owned. The thing is that if you choose to go with the accelerated weekly payment instead and just have the money in there for each payment coming off of your check or what have you, you will downsize that payment so much more rapidly and you will pay far less interest. So hopefully that helps you to do that. And because energetically, it's more about what are the conscious decisions you're making about paying this down. That's what's coming through, okay? Thank you. Maria, what's going on? I just so feel you right now. Gosh, I forgot to write down when that was, so I'm going to say that was probably about. Okay. Okay. Maria is asking or saying her heart is bruised this morning. Can you ask my guides for a message of encouragement or comfort? Maria, I see you sitting, I guess for lack of a better term, a yoga style or Indian style, you know, with your legs crossed sitting on the ground. And I feel the energy of your guides all around you laying hands on you. And I just invite you to sit in the energy of that and breathe it in. And I'm hearing the words, this too shall pass. I'm one of those standing there with them too. Thank you. I'm just going to check and make sure that I got everybody now. Looks like it does look like it. You know what, everybody? Thank you so much for being here. Oh, there's one. I'm going to go in and answer. Oh, and there's my husband phoning me right now. Figures. I'm going to come around and answer Tina's first. Okay. My watch is gone. My phone is gone. Tina wrote, where is it? Having a hard time releasing 2023 and all the struggles. Having a hard time releasing 2023 and all the struggles. You know what? There's some sort of emotional attachment to that. And it's so interesting because I am seeing, you know, the proverbial, oh, cut the cord. However, sometimes that doesn't feel that simple to do. And what you're being asked to do is maybe feel this very long cord that's flexible, that's bouncy, like a zip bungee cord. It feels like allow yourself to have this bungee cord, but that it is so very, very long. Like give it so much length. Give it the type of length that it'll go around the earth a number of times, or give it the length that it'll go out to Jupiter, and just allow yourself to have that bungee cord effect rather than being attached so tightly to it, and practice with that. Practice with that letting that cord grow and letting it expand out. Okay. Wow. Thank you, everybody. I do have to go. I want to zip down to my dad's for a medical reason. And if anybody has written anything in the next 5 minutes, like before the hour comes up, I will come back and look at that again. Love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. And if any of these answers resonated with you, know that they were for you as well. Love you guys. Bye-bye.